Ahmed ibn Hanbal was a towering figure in the Islamic world. He was paragon of faith, taqwa, knowledge, and truth. Born in Baghdad in the year 164 AH, he was destined for greatness from a young age. Raised solely by his mother after the death of his father, Ahmed's life was one of simplicity and struggle. Yet, despite the hardships, it was his mother who instilled in him the love for knowledge and faith. From the age of 15, Ahmed immersed himself in the study of Islamic sciences. His thirst for knowledge took him across deserts and seas to Yemen, Morocco, and beyond, seeking out the greatest scholars of his time. He walked in the footsteps of his predecessors, men like Imam Malik and al-Shafi'i, whom he deeply admired. Despite his scholarly pursuits, Ahmed remained financially impoverished, but he never sought aid from anyone. Offers from scholars, rulers, even the Khalifa himself were met with polite refusal. His dignity was such that he chose the hardships of poverty over dependency, a testament to his unwavering principles. One such principle was his refusal to engage in the immoral practices of the court. As a boy, around 12 or 13, Ahmed found himself summoned before the powerful Harun al-Rashid. His uncle, a government official tasked with reporting on the activities of citizens, had entrusted young Ahmed with delivering sensitive letters to the Khalifa. But Ahmed, upon realizing the nature of the letters, threw them into the Tigris River, refusing to partake in backbiting or spying on others. When Harun al-Rashid questioned him, the boy's courage stunned the ruler, who admired his integrity. Even at such a young age, Ahmed's reputation for piety had begun to take shape. Imam Ahmed's life was marked by his immense respect for his mother. Her wisdom and dedication shaped much of his character. Out of his deep love for her, Ahmed refused to marry until after her death, dedicating his time entirely to her care and to his studies. It wasn't until he was 40 that he took a wife, and even then his marriage was a peaceful one. For 30 years, he lived harmoniously with his first wife, never once raising his voice in disagreement. After her passing, he remarried and had more children, but his life was not free from hardship. Physically, Ahmed was described as tall, with dark skin and a neat appearance. He kept his hair dyed with henna and was known for his cleanliness. He had an extraordinary memory, said to have memorized over 700,000 hadiths, many of which he compiled into his monumental work, Musnad Ahmed. His reputation as a scholar of hadith was unmatched, and he was widely regarded as the leading authority of his time. Despite his scholarly renown, it was Ahmed's resilience during the Mihna, the great trial, that cemented his legacy. During the reign of the Abbasid caliphs, a dangerous idea began to spread, that the Quran was created rather than the literal and eternal word of God. This belief, promoted by the Mu'tazilites, was adopted by the ruling caliphs, who sought to impose it on the scholars of the Islamic world. Many scholars, out of fear or coercion, succumbed to the pressure and endorsed the doctrine, but not Imam Ahmed. He stood firm, declaring that the Quran was the uncreated word of God. His refusal to comply led to his imprisonment and brutal torture. For days, Ahmed endured unspeakable pain, whipped to the point where his back was raw and bleeding. Even in the face of death, he refused to recant his beliefs. His steadfastness earned him the admiration of the masses and the ire of the rulers. When asked why he refused to yield, Ahmed simply replied, "This is the religion of Allah, not mine to alter." Support for Ahmed came from unexpected places, not from scholars or nobles, but from simple, everyday people. A Bedouin, unlettered and rough, once approached him in prison and said, "You are resisting for the sake of Allah. Do not yield." Another time, an alcoholic prisoner who had been lashed countless times for his crimes told him, "If I can endure this for something haram, how can you not endure it for the sake of Allah?" These encounters fortified Ahmed's resolve, showing that true strength can come from the most humble of sources. Even after the trial ended and he was released, Imam Ahmed forgave all who had wronged him, except for the Mu'tazilites, whose false teachings had led to the persecution of so many. His magnanimity and dedication to truth won him the hearts of the people. Thousands flocked to him for knowledge, and his influence continued to grow. Yet, even in his final moments, Ahmed's battle was not over. On his deathbed, his son heard him muttering, "Not yet, not yet." When he awoke, Ahmed explained that Satan had appeared to him, declaring that he had won, that he had escaped Satan's grasp. But Ahmed, ever vigilant, replied, "Not yet." He knew that the war between good and evil was not over until the very last breath.